Hey guys, if you don't know me enough, it's cool, I don't really care, but if you do know me enough, then you would know that I love cartoon beatbox battles. The music is very soothing and overall lit, so if you haven't heard, I'm sorry, you're going to hell. But if you have heard, well, just strap yourself in, because today I'm bringing you my ranking of cartoon beatbox battles from worst to best. Keep in mind these are my opinions, and I won't be including the newly remastered solos, because I feel like they deserve a list of their own ranking. Also, I decided to add Cyborg vs. Terminator, because even though it is not an official video, I mean, it still got solos, so yeah, and also it's my video. Deal with it. Anyway, let's go to the countdown. First off, we have Mickey, and I don't hate his solo in particular. It's just there's nothing really special about it, unlike SpongeBob's. Because even though I didn't find this that good, not bad at all, it's just something that's bland and a little bit boring, and I don't find anything catchy about it. And like all the other solos in this countdown, I don't really find it catchy at all. And SpongeBob's face right here, it agrees with me. So yeah. Next up we have Pikachu, and even though his solo is not as catchy as the other ones, his is definitely more catchier than Mickey's, but also not really as good, not really as catchy, not really as important as the other ones, because I feel like the other ones are better. And even though I really like his solo, I feel like the remastered version is better, so that's why I ranked him so low. Although I really like Terminator's, I really feel like his is more catchier than the other ones, and I don't know why I ranked him this low, but actually no, yeah, I think I do. It's because it's not animated. But if this was animated, then it would have been so much better. And even though he didn't have as much disses as Cyborg, I mean, he still has a good flow. So yeah. Groot is up next, and even though his is way catchier than all the other songs, I'm just kidding. It's not really that catchy, but even though it's catchier than some solos and most solos on this list, and it's probably one of my favorites, I decided to put it this low only because I really like the remastered version better, and because his flow was just basically just Gangnam Style, and so there's nothing really special to it. You're gonna see most of these older solos in the bottom of the list, but as I go on, you're gonna approve or disagree with some of the things that I say, so yeah, just keep in mind. SpongeBob's first solo is up next, and yeah, it's good, but not that good. That's all I have to say about it. I know it's better than Groot, Terminator, Pikachu, and Mickey's, so that's where I just decided to place it. I didn't know where to place it at first, but I just realized it was really nothing special, but it's a little bit catchy, and I like it, so it's just simple. So yeah. Also, by the time I'm writing this and the time that I'm recording this, episode 11 has not aired yet, so my list might change in the future, so just keep in mind. Cyborgs is up next, and it's just simple, it's really catchy, and even though I think Terminator's is even more catchier than this one, I just feel like it's better because Cyborg has more disses and his flow is just a little bit better, and plus the remix of Bad, it just comes together and it just puts a nice little cherry on top, but still, not the best solo. Goofy's is up next, and even though some of it is just him like squealing and, you know, just being goofy, it's just really nice, it's just really simple, and his flow is a little bit better than the other ones, plus the animation is pretty good too. Kind of reminded me of my childhood a bit whenever he did like the perfect cast, but like besides that, it wasn't really that good. I only listened to it like twice or three times, so that's why I ranked it so low, so yeah. I know some people are gonna hate me for this, but I really feel like Dark Sides isn't really that good. At first, whenever I first watched it, I just wanted to be Team Darkseid because I thought Thanos was like a little bit overrated, but listening back to both of their solos, I really feel like Darkseid's was not really as good. I don't really like the combination that he put with Gangster's Paradise in there, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel that good to listen to, but then again, I'm kind of in the middle of it, like it's good, but then again, it's bad, so yeah. Pennywise is up next, and I know people are going to be mad at me for this one because it's one of Herbalace's very popular solos, but I just really don't find anything special to it. I like his flow, and the disses are okay, but I just don't really like the melody. I just really don't think that it's catchy that much, but it is a little bit catchier than the other ones, and it's a little bit more popular than the other ones as well, so I decided to put it at this one because I didn't know where else to put it, and honestly, I really think Joker should have won this one. And next up we have Joker. So, yeah. Nothing really that much to say about it. I mean, his is better than Pennywise's, but not as good as the other solos. But he has a good flow. He's got a good melody. I like the disses that he makes, like the one about teeth like a gopher. That made me crack up the first time I saw that. That was pretty good. And I feel like this one was just like a little bit better, and I'm still a little bit disappointed that he lost to Pennywise, but I'm excited to see what Pennywise is going to do in episode 11. Either way, it's still going to be a good episode, but still, Joker, number 13. I don't know why, man. I don't know why, but Patrick's first solo, just the incoherent gibberish beatbox that he does just because he's just making noise, is just so fun to listen to. It's just so fun. And the remix of Get Low is just amazing. Probably one of my favorites, but not my favorite. This is probably another one I'm probably gonna get hate for, but I feel like Deadpool's second one is not as good as his first one. I just really don't like his second one as much as his first one because the first one is pretty good. The first one is the reason why he won, even though I think that Deadshot's was just a little bit better than his, but still, it doesn't really matter because his second solo, it's pretty good. And that's why I decided to put it as 11 because, you know, there's 22 in total as I'm writing this. So 11, just in the middle. It's not my favorite, but, you know, it's still pretty good. Once again, more freaking hate, but that's okay because this is my top 10. And now since we're moving into the top 10s, I can get on to the really good solos. And Deadpool's first one delivers because it's pretty good. I really like his solo. I like the beat, I like the melody, I like how he remixes Look At Me Now by Chris Brown and a bunch of other people. But still, it's not one of my favorites, but it's still in my top 10, so, you know, it's up there. Thanos' second solo comes up next because he's really overdoing himself with this solo. It's pretty catchy, I like the beat, I have no idea what the song is he's trying to remix to. It has a nice melody to it, but the thing is, he's just trying way too hard to be Patrick because, you know, he's a little bit overrated. He's one of the more popular characters of the series, and he's just trying to be extra. And this just really doesn't feel like him, unlike Patrick's solo, which he feels like he's just being lazy and he's just being calm, and that's just the good thing about his second solo. But this solo, I just feel like Thanos is trying way too hard to beat him. Next up, we have Batman, and at first I really thought that his was a little bit better than Black Panther's when I first heard it, but overall, I just think it's pretty good. It's not as good as Black Panther's, and it's not as good as all the other solos, but still, I just decided to put him in my top 10 because it was one of the catchiest solos that I first listened to whenever I was first listening to Verbal Ace and I was first watching the series, and it just stuck with me, you know, and I just felt like he shouldn't have been Black Panther, but you know, it was still a good effort and it was still a good melody, and I really liked the beat, and some of the disses that he did was actually pretty funny and was actually pretty harsh, like that for example. That was pretty good. Dude, freaking Mario solo, it is just, how can you come up with so much fire? Seriously, his freaking suit says it all. To the disses, to the awesome guitar solo at the end, like how can you compare to this? I would have put him in my top 5, but I felt like I had better places for that. And some of the disses that he had at Sonic were a little good, not as good as Sonic's disses, but still, I thought that he won at first whenever I first watched this, but then I heard Sonic's a little bit more, and I decided, yeah, Sonic was a clear winner, so that's why I decided to put him over here at number 7. Thanos' first solo comes up next, and it is just so good. He killed Darkseid with this freaking beatbox because unlike his second solo, he's not actually trying as much. He's not unleashing his full power, but it is just so well done. It is just so good. And like everybody else says, he just teaches us how to Next up, we have Deadshot, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but it is just so good. His disses against Deadpool is just literally fantastic. The beat, the melody, just how he move the B word because we're doing family friendly here. Get out the way. It is just so good, and his disses are just amazing and one of my favorites. And the ending is just fantastic. I can't even explain this in words. Black Panther's first solo is just absolutely fantastic. From the melody, to the beat, to the flow, to the remix of California Love and Smooth Criminal, it just comes together all just, I can't even explain it, dude. It is just simply amazing. And I'm so glad that he won over Batman, because if I'm gonna be honest, if Batman went to episode 12, I don't know how he's gonna beat Sonic, but still, I'm so stoked to see Black Panther face Sonic, and this first solo is just absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait. Words cannot begin to explain how good SpongeBob's solo truly is. I'm so sad that Deadpool's was surprisingly better than his. What that mean? I mean, that's what the fans say. But still, This was just absolutely amazing, from the remix, from his goofy goober beatbox to just everything, the visuals. Like, look at this right here, how he turns the lights back on. It is just absolutely stunning to see. It is just absolutely majestic to hear it too. The flow, the melody, the beat, the disses, everything just comes together so perfectly. And I really wish he would have won against Deadpool, and I'm really sad to see him go, but you had a good run, SpongeBob, and this is definitely way better than your first solo, and I got an apology there. Now, we all have an idea of what's going to be number 2, so let me give you a hint. It ends with ick. That's right, everybody. Number 2 is Sonic. Oh, wait, you thought it was going to be number 1, right? Well, think again. I got somebody else. So, yeah. I don't really know what to say to Sonic because it is just absolutely amazing. Verbal Ace is very, very talented, and even though he is not accurate with certain voice impressions, I believe this is a perfect interpretation of Sonic, and just his attitude, his disses, just everything about making Mario like feel so insecure about himself and dissing him. It is just absolutely amazing, and the flow from Green Hill Zone and the beat and him turning Super Sonic and just dancing with Robo Sonics and freaking doing the floss and taking the L on Mario. It is just absolutely toxic, but it is so amazing at the same time, and I cannot stop listening to this. It is just absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait for episode 12, and I know him and Black Panther are going to have an epic match. That's right, everybody. Number 1, my absolute favorite, and my personal opinion, the absolute best cartoon beatbox battle solo there is right now is Patrick's second solo. It is just absolutely fantastic. I have no idea what song he's trying to remix it to, but all I know is it is absolutely amazing. The disses towards Thanos, how he's just being calm, cool, and collected, but still being funny at the same time, roasting Verbal Ace, which nobody has ever done before, and just being himself. It is just absolutely fantastic, and I love the interpretation of Patrick, and I love how he's just being goofy and fun the entire time, and then just making it seem like he's up against nothing. It is just absolutely hilarious and so catchy. It is the catchiest solo that I've ever listened to, and just the visuals is so amazing as well, from him doing freaking beatboxing without a mouth and with farting. I mean, the farting, it takes away a little bit, but still, and him using his pat back, it is just absolutely fantastic, and I cannot stop humming. I cannot stop trying to beatbox to it, but I know I'm not going to be as good as Verbal Ace. It is just absolutely amazing, and I cannot put it in any words anymore. It is just so good. Well, there's my countdown, and if you guys disagree with anything I said, leave it down in the comments below. I mean, I'm still gonna dislike it because, you know, my opinions are always right and I reign supreme no matter what. But anyway, if you guys really enjoyed this video as much as I did making this video, just make sure you click like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Rev out.